Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Pisces for the end of October. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you, where we'll be taking a look at this final portion of the month of October. The timeline on this reading will be from October 27th all the way until November 5th. Reason I chose November 5th is that is the full moon in Taurus. So we'll see what's coming to a close for you here as we close out the rest of the month. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get all of the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. Okay. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me. All right. Energy on the bottom. You have the Eight of Swords. You may feel like right now there's a lot going on mentally. You know, like you may feel a sense of restriction mentally or in some area of life. This can be like this idea of a mental imprisonment. You see this person is surrounded by swords. Each one of these swords represents a thought that they are having, right? And it can feel like, I'm sure everybody has experienced, a time in life where it's just mentally like, you're here, there, and everywhere. You know, your mind's going this way, that way. Like, and it kind of leads you to feel like you're having a hard time moving forward on something. But given all of that, you have a set of incredibly positive cards here. So we'll see what the message is with that Eight of Swords. It's possible that there's something going on below the surface here, as sometimes the bottom card can represent kind of what's hidden or what's going on below the surface. And at the same time, you are making progress because the cards that you've pulled here are actually quite positive. Okay, they're actually quite positive. And I do see that some of you are deciding to move forward in a particular area right now in your life. I also see that you've had some opportunity here in the past that seems to be really exciting. And there are even more opportunities here coming up for you in the future. So let's dive in. Right away in the middle, you do have the Six of Swords here. And the Six of Swords, it represents transitions in life. It represents phasing out of one thing and phasing into another. It may also, on a certain level, it could say that maybe the worst is behind you, or it could also say that something that's been a struggle is behind you. Okay, maybe not the worst, but something that you've been struggling through is now behind you, and you can kind of move forward in a confident direction. And it is kind of interesting that this can represent like a rite of passage. It is kind of interesting how the people here in the boat, they kind of have a sad posture here, and it's because the Five of Swords is the card that comes before it, which is a loss or a challenge. And who knows what is on the other side for these people here in the boat? Who knows where they're going? You know, who knows what challenges or struggles lie in front of them? But the important thing is that they are deciding to move beyond the difficulty of the past. All right, and so this may suggest that you are entering into a new phase here. Okay. At this time. Now, I want to give a little bit of a PSA because I know not everybody watches to the end of the video. So right now is a perfect period of time for you to, if you have a task that you need to do, this stretch of time between now and November 5th, it's perfect to do that. It's perfect to get done whatever you need to get done, because on November 9th is the final Mercury retrograde of the year. And it's not that you can't get those things done during the retro, but it'll be much easier. It'll go much smoother if you do it now. So that's something I want to throw out to you, kind of put on your radar. If there's some important tasks that you have to do, just let this serve as a PSA for you, okay? So let's continue in the reading here. You have the Page of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles here. Okay, so I see that some of you are, you have actually accepted a maybe new job opportunity or new job offer. The Page of Wands is the card that I see. It's the biggest card of a job offer opportunity in the tarot. And it's usually comes with some level of excitement. As you see here, the person on the card is a fire dancer. You know, they're in an exciting, they're having an exciting experience. They're maybe even in an interesting and exciting career. This can generally mean also an opportunity for excitement in your life, to experience new things as well. And, you know, generally a very positive sign when you get the Page of Wands in a reading. Now, this may also say that you want to, as a person, because the Page of Wands could signify you, a quality of yourself, or another person. Maybe as a quality of yourself, you're looking to, risk isn't the right word, you're looking to experience something different. You're looking to maybe put yourself out there a little bit, or do something a little daring, or maybe experience a new culture, as well as the wands can talk about like foreign lands or new cultures, different cultures, or experience something different, you know, and there may be an opportunity for you to do that. I get a sense that you're really wanting to shake something up, okay? You're really wanting to shift something up here for you at this time, okay? I think some people here need a shakeup, okay? And that's not always a bad thing. We'll be looking out in the clarifications portion to see if like the tower is there. That would definitely be a good confirmation, I would say, of that type of scenario or situation. But I see with the Seven of Pentacles that you've kind of been in same old, for some time here, okay? The person on the Seven of Pentacles card has spent a long time building those crops, and now they're thinking about what to do with them. And it's interesting because I see with the Eight of Swords on the bottom that this situation that you're kind of like deliberating over, like, do I continue? Do I, phase into something else? Do I make a transition into a new part of my life? Like, this thought process here is causing some restriction for you, okay? Like mentally. And I think maybe even there's a little bit of like frozen scenario here, like you're freezing up a little bit here with the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. And I would say like that is probably a pretty normal thing, when you're kind of like in a transitionary phase in life. Like I think that's, transitions are tough and hard. But it's such as life kind of type of thing. And anyway, I think that you've been in something for a long time, and you're really thinking about like a new exciting path, or maybe an offer that came in. Maybe it's a job offer, maybe it's something else that you really, really, really want to tap into and maybe explore a little bit here. And with the Queen of Pentacles, this person does like to play it safe, okay? This person likes to play it safe. That has actually led the Queen of Pentacles to success. Here, as you see, they're on the throne. They're holding the pentacle in their hand. They're surrounded by abundance. The safe and easy path has actually led them to success, which can happen for people or not. It just depends on kind of like your karma and a bunch of varieties. But this is kind of more of an energy of practicality. Okay, is kind of the way that I think I would like to go with this, with the Queen of Pentacles. So you have some conflicting sort of like energies and scenarios that are kind of stacking up here, which again is why I think there's like some restriction here at this time. So on one hand, I think that what I would also say is that I think despite there being a really exciting opportunity here, you are taking a practical approach to it. And same with this change or transition that you may be undergoing for your life. Like you are taking a practical approach to it, which I think is probably showing up as a benefit in this reading. In the middle, you have the Ten of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Three of Wands. So with the Ten of Wands, this may be a call to like this may be a call to your work ethic. Like this person is a very strong, very hard worker, and I see that you may end up undergoing some period of very hard work here as well. What could also be the case is that you have already experienced that and you are feeling burned out. Think about the wands. Think about fire, right? This idea of burned out. Some of you may be burned out, and this is maybe also leading you to this place where, you know what, I got to make a change. I have to shift a little bit here. So you could also be in that scenario. for now, I'm going to pin that, and we'll see what cards come in to clarify. Are you in the is this a situation where you have a call to work, where you're going to end up working very hard, or is this a scenario where you've already been in that and you're burned out and you want to make a change? It could be one of those things. We'll get some more confirmation on that as we go along. Lastly, here in this middle column, because we've already talked about this Six of Swords at length, this Three of Wands is a very welcome sign, and I would say that maybe it's more so now that I've looked at this Three of Wands, you're probably you might be experiencing burnout, and yeah, I would say that's more likely now that I've thought about it for a second. It's more likely you've experienced burnout, and the Three of Wands is this person. I mean, just look at this card, right? This person has a backpack on their back. They're ready for an adventure. You see the airplane above them. Like, this is a call to adventure. This is somebody who wants to, go for it. Represents, it represents growth and expansion into something. It can also represent your partnerships and alliances in life additionally. So, I do see that you are ready to really, it seems like, go down this path of doing something exciting here, okay? Now, let's take a look here at the final column. You have the Four of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Strength card. Okay, so the Four of Swords is really a card that may indicate like healing around something. It is also a card of rest and recovery, which is why I'm actually more so thinking that some of you are experiencing burnout in your situation. I think some of you are experiencing burnout here, and the cards are maybe suggesting that you are craving not only something new, you're craving a phase into something where you'll have a little bit more time to rest. You have a little bit more time to yourself and away from grind. Because with that Seven of Pentacles, it suggests time in something, right? It says that you've already been building something. You've already been tending to the crop, so to speak. And so maybe some of you deserve a little bit of rest, or you are just quite literally experiencing some burnout in your life. Now, with the Page of Cups, this is also an opportunity. It's also a very good card. The Page of Cups, it talks about usually an offer can be love. It could also be happiness as well. I'm not really getting a love vibe here, so to me, this would be more so like investigating the combination of excitement and happiness here that some of you are maybe being offered at this time in some way, shape, or form. With the Strength card, this is about confidence, in the tarot. This is about you confidently, in this case, I think, deciding to shift something up, and being brave, knowing that maybe you don't exactly know where the boat is headed, as you look at the Six of Swords, but knowing that as you take the first step, all the universe will conspire to get you to where you want to go, right? As stated in the book, The Alchemist, which I recommend everybody read. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the oracle cards here, Pisces, to see if we can get some additional clarifications on this message. So we'll start off with the oracle cards, and then we'll also move into the tarot cards. Energy on the bottom, you have Gabriel, Divine Emergence. It is time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and gifts. Okay, so I think that has a connection to that Eight of Swords restriction. It's tough to put yourself in these exciting, adventurous scenarios when, like, mentally there's just a lot of back and forth that's going on. You have Sandalphon, building the bridge. Your role is to create a connection between heaven, earth, and all hearts, as well as Seraphiel, heart of devotion. Let the cup of your heart be filled through commitment and dedication. Okay, this is probably more so dedication to what you are really interested in doing for yourself. You have, I like this card a lot, Jeremiel, personal responsibility. Take responsibility for your choices. This is an opportunity for inner growth. Okay, so let me just get through the rest of the cards. You have hope, authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself, as well as Jophiel, trust the unfolding. There's no wrong path, only choices that take you closer to or further from love. Actually, this Jeremiel and Jophiel card are really, syncing together for me here, for you. Um, you know, this message for you is taking personal responsibility for the choice that you are deciding to make, to change, to transition into a new phase of your life or your career or your relationship or whatever it is, and owning that, owning that choice that you've made, knowing that there are no wrong choices, but also recognizing that this is the scenario that you are deciding to go down, right? I think that's a very powerful concept, especially for inner growth, for learning a lot about oneself, for spiritually accelerating. These sorts of things are very, very strong. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the tarot clarifications here for you, Pisces. We'll go ahead and pull some cards here. Now, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And I do hope things are going well for you. Let's see what we have here in the tarot clarifications. Okay, you have the Six of Wands. You have the Death card. Yep, okay. And the Eight of Pentacles. All right. This makes a ton of sense to me. First, what I will say is that this opportunity here, this Page of Wands opportunity, it looks like it could be quite good for you. Okay, based on this reading, if this is your reading, based on the cards, this seems to be like all signs pointing towards success. Okay, and I think in doing this, you are following your heart, and you're also following your passions and your talents as well. And I think that there's a sort of how do I say this? It's tough to describe, but I think that the universe kind of has a way of rewarding people for that. When you are heart-based, when you are leading from your passions, like there's a kind of like a universal balance, right? And I think that I really truly believe that the universe will step with you or with the people that decide to go in a heart-based direction or a passion-led direction. Like I truly believe that is a very real thing. And I see that is the case for you. With the Death card and the Seven of Pentacles makes total sense to me. Same old is not working. Okay, same old is not working. And the Death card represents that this change is inevitable. It's on the way. Okay, here in this reading. And this is about a transformation that you're making in your life. It's a very positive sign, okay, to get the Death card and the Seven of Pentacles. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have an innate ability. You have an innate ability which stems from past experiences around dedication, okay, around hard work, okay? If you look at this person in the Eight of Pentacles card, they are working away late into the night, wrapping up their projects. This represents hard work, it represents dedication, and yes, it represents talent, okay? And you have these in an innate way, okay? And the good thing here is for you that you can take all of that, it's innate, it's within you. You can take that with you as you move forward and as this change happens. None of that part of yourself will leave. Okay, that part of yourself will never be gone. It is within you, it's part of you, and you get to bring that with you, which is something that maybe, based on this reading, you can take a little bit of confidence in, right? I think that there's a message of trusting yourself here. As I think about this, I think there's a message of trusting yourself, which you don't see in the Eight of Swords. Okay, there's something here where there's an ask that the tarot cards are creating for you, which the cards are asking you to remove the blindfold, to get yourself out of the mental jungle, mental imprisonment, and trust in yourself. You have the Two of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords again, and the Five of Pentacles. So this Eight of Swords, here it is coming back again. And I just was speaking about this as I pulled the card. Part of you is not entirely sure if this is going to work. And guess what? That may be true. I don't know. Who knows? No one knows, right? But what is for sure is that you will never find out if you don't go forward with it. Okay, so the idea here is that there are no wrong choices. If you want to stay in the safe route, that's not a wrong choice. And no one is judging you for that. Certainly I'm not, right? So if you want to do that, continue doing that. There is also a path here for something new. And you literally will never know if that will work out if you don't go for it, right? So I think that there's a little bit of like a clearing that needs to happen, okay? And I think this is at the mental level as I look at the swords. Swords connect to the thought process as well as communication. This is the thing that's holding you back. It's the mental, okay? It's the mental area. That is what's holding you back. You have the blindfolds here, okay? Being unable to see where you are going, which I think is quite literally the case. And I think it's about being comfortable knowing that you are not going to have the answer right away, right? And this is a difficult choice here for you with the Two of Swords and the Ten of Wands. There's no question about it. I even think that some of you are dipping into a little bit of scarcity here. Three of Wands, adventure, excitement, travel, experiencing new things, going new places. Five of Pentacles, I don't deserve this, or I could never make this happen, or X, Y, or Z, that type of energy that comes forward, right? This scarcity type of thinking that comes forward with it. So, you know, you'll have to do the sort of mental calculation here, or clear that. But you have the Knight of Swords, you have the Two of Wands, and you have the Four of Pentacles. In fact, I think it is indeed the mental calculation that is causing some issues based on this reading. Okay? Because, like, I think that you are trying to calculate something that you cannot calculate here. It's sort of like, even as a tarot reader and somebody who likes to, you know, I use a pendulum. I like to read tarot cards for others as well as for myself. And it's like, I can't see the future 100%. No one can. Right? And so this is where you have to consider trusting in the universe, and also, more importantly, I would say, trust in yourself. Because when you trust in yourself, the universe will step with you. You know? So the good news with this reading is you have optionality and you have potential here, Two of Wands. Okay? You also seem to have something that you currently possess, which may be a safe career or something that is safe, okay, which is also a nice asset to have. Strength card with the Four of Pentacles is a classic combination of breaking free from a comfort zone. The Four of Pentacles is your comfort zone, you know? And so you have this here pretty strongly. And the Knight of Swords says, go in the direction fiercely. You know, go in the direction that you feel called to go in, whether it's stay where you are, investigate this new excitement. Neither are wrong choices. But whatever choice you make, go for it fearlessly. On the bottom, you have the Strength card again, right? Breaking free of a comfort zone or breaking out of a comfort zone. These sorts of things come up here. Yeah. Let's see what is in the Kipper messages. Let's see if we can get some more details or more information from the Kipper. Okay, let's see what we have here. The Community card, Courthouse, Mature Man, Great Fortune, Unexpected Income, Coffin. Coffin is the end of, I think some of you are ultimately going to decide to try something a little different here. It's an ending. Okay, it's the Death card, right? It's a transformation. That's the scarcity thinking of the Poverty card. And the Official Person is like a page, kind of. There are people that are around you right now, or there are certain situations right now that where you have offers and opportunities. Okay, it may come through a literal person with the pages and the Official Person, but there are opportunities abound for you here. There's potential abound for you here. To be fair, I'm not getting too much from this courthouse card or the mature man. I like great fortune. I always like to see that card in a reading. It's the best card in the Kipper deck. It can quite literally mean that in some way, shape, or form, your fortunes are turning around. And this may come in the form of a new change or a transition in life. As well as unexpected income, this would be like money you don't earn, but it would be like a small bump in life. So Pisces, this is what I have for you. You do have the child card here. This may be a message around connecting to your child self. What have you always wanted to do? Pisces, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.